In this lesson, we're going to learn about gear mates. So let's open up the engine for motion assembly. Remember that the engine for motion is in the special folder for engine, and let's open the engine for motion assembly. You can find it more easily using the filter top level assemblies and just go for the engine for motion. Now you got to make sure that you have kind of a decent computer for SolidWorks in order to run this assembly. It may take a while to load it, and it may also take a while to get the motion to show up, depending on the specs of your machine. We're going to be learning about gear mates in this lesson, so what we're really concerned about here are the relationships between these three pulleys. Let's see how the motor works, first of all, before we get involved in adding or removing any mates. If I rotate one of these small pulleys, you see that the large pulley is rotating with it. The other small pulley is also rotating. You can also see the pistons and the connecting rods in motion. In there somewhere is the camshaft. And you can see also the valves going up and down, the rockers rocking, and all the motion that's necessary in an engine. Now let's go ahead and get rid of the gear mates that are helping this motion all work. Then we'll come back and reapply the gear mates and make sure everything works again. At the search field at the top of the feature manager, just type in the word gear. Select the first one and shift select or control select the second one at the bottom and use the suppress function. Now, if you rotate one of the pulleys, you only get local motion. In fact, if we rotate this one, you can see the cam and the rockers and the valves and the springs moving. We rotate the big pulley, you can see all of the pistons and crankshaft going around. The gear mate can be found under the mate function, and you can go to mechanical mates. To mate up these pulleys as gears, what SolidWorks is requiring from us is really a couple of cylindrical surfaces. So we can select the inside face of the small pulley and the inside face of the large pulley. When we have them both selected, notice that SolidWorks has a number next to each one. This represents the ratio of the diameter or number of teeth for each pulley or gear. Remember that this is actually called the gear mate, and we're using it to drive pulleys. Pulleys function in mostly the same way as gears, except the rotation of the driven gear or pulley is opposite. I'm going to set the diameter ratio to 2:1 because the number of teeth on the big pulley is twice as many as it is on the small pulley. And now let's test the motion by spinning the smaller of the two. And okay, we can see that it's causing motion in the large pulley, but the motion is backwards. So we need to reverse the direction. And now let's try it again. Just imagine if there is a belt in between the small and the large pulley, that the belt is going the proper direction and all of the pulleys are going correct. That's good. Let's accept that. Now we need to create the motion for the second one. For the second small pulley, really it's easiest if we just select the two small pulleys and give them a 1:1 ratio. Okay, and we should be good there. Now again, let's test direction, and the direction is correct. You can imagine that belt going around. So now we've recreated the mate scenario, and let's make sure that the motion is all going the way it should. Let's move the big pulley, and we see both small pulleys turning, and we also see all the works inside the engine also going around.